Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Ran for Team Arsenal back with another video. As you can see today, guys, we have a updated Sky Striker deck profile for you guys. This past weekend, I went to a 3v3 with my friends at Eternal. Shout out to Eternal and Sunny. Venue was always nice, great surprise support, etc. You guys always do an amazing job. As I said, we went to a 3v3. Unfortunately, we're not able to top out of 5 rounds. But me personally, this deck went 5-0. Running Rough Shop through decks like Fluwanderies, Hawk Sword Soul, as well as some interesting builds of Fentonites. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We'll start off with the main deck and the monsters. So for the monsters, nothing special with Sky Strikers. We do play Triple Ray and Triple Rose. Now, before you butcher me in the comment section about you're not supposed to play the third Rose, that's why this one is secret, it wasn't supposed to be there to begin with. I was decided that there was an actual theory I want to test out where I want to use the Rose not only as another Ray in a sense, but also as an extender for the deck. This came up pretty handily and it helped me through a lot of games and make a lot of pushes through harder to break boards. By hard to break boards, I mean like multiple negates or like possibly like a lot of monsters on the board and you have to try to clear up the board as soon as possible and try to set up your own positive board state for the deck, which is, you know, set spells or set up DPE and, you know, go from there. No complaints with it. There were times where I saw both, which that's kind of good for this deck. Like I said, when you see the side deck, you will understand why. So this performed pretty well, and I have to get secrets of all of these, as you can see. Other monsters. Engine requirements, you gotta play them. When they're in the grave, you're not gonna complain though, that's for sure. Then for the hand traps, Triple Ash, Double Nib, 2 Ghost Ogre, and Triple Infinite Impermanence. Now, we play these hand traps because they usually seem pretty good for the Sky Striker deck as far as when you're going against like Brave or any other decks that are playing in the current format. Ash just is a generic hand trap that hits everything. Infinite Permanence doesn't really care about chains whatsoever as far as negation. Only problem is that it keeps the monster on the board. Nibiru is Nibiru, which you definitely need in today's format. Like usually if you're trying to go against like for example something like Brave PK, Infinite Permanence plus Nib is pretty good. And Ghost Ogre is for the Brave package. Don't play 3 of it because it's not really good against other matchups. It's just more so just if they go for a Faithful Adventure, you just Ghost Ogre it, and they usually just play the 1. If they play more than 1 Faithful Adventure for their Brave package, because you would blow my mind, that's for sure. So that's the hand traps, 11, and I wrap up also the monsters. And the traps as well, because you only play the 3 infinite permanents for our traps. And moving on to Sky Striker spells, we're playing triple Widow Anchor, standard in today's format with Sky Strikers, unless you're playing a smaller package. And we're also playing double Shark Cannon. The Shark Cannon comes up way more than you think it would, especially against, you know, boards that are actually like I said with Phantomite Brave, where they actually do set up the Scythe. You actually can just Shark Cannon the Scythe or Shark Cannon the DPE, but preferably you'll go for the Scythe, obviously, so you can actually, you know, play the game. But this also can be used to hit their, you know, their PKs, etc. Pretty solid against Teeny Sword, so trying to explain that one either. Mirror match, pretty good. So that's why I play it, but it's definitely not a 3-of though. Rather see the Widow Anchor instead of the Shark Cannon, that's for sure. And then the 1-ofs, 1 Area Zero, 1 Afterburners, 1 Hornet Drones, 1 multi-roll, and 1 engage. Should I explain these? Where Sky Striker deck, the Afterburners, obviously, since we're going second, love this card. I wish I could play 2 of it. The reason I couldn't play 2 is I actually decided to put in the Rose the last minute instead, and it just worked out wonders for me. 1 Area Zero is all you need right now as well, especially when you're going second. It's just another way to get into Ray or Rose, and it's also a little searcher, but it's not something you need to play 3 of or 2 of it right now, in this, at least in this build, especially with the DPE. Like if you're just playing more of a pure build, definitely try out the 2. but probably don't need the 3. Then for the rest of the deck, which is just more spells, we're playing double Chalice, double Fusion Destiny, and double Mystic Mind. This is just more so of a way to like bait out some negates. Like, you know, they're playing a bigger a deck that makes a bigger board, whatever the case may be. It's mostly monster reliant. You can slap down the Mystic Mind, which usually try to negate it, or you should have other ways to like bait out their negates, and you just sit on the Mystic Mind until you get an optimal position to actually play the game. Fusion Destiny, this did nothing going to 2 instead of 3. You just made it less likely for me to see it, but the thing is, I still saw it all day. I only summoned Verte twice, and I only used the Verte effect once. The other time was just to have a Link monster just to condense my board. And then the Chalice is for any deck that has, like, you know, negation on your turn, and it's also like a way to have like a infinite permanence on your turn as a 6 card, because it does wonders against like stuff like Scythe, DPE, etc. So that's why we play that. Definitely don't want to do the 3 though. I'm comfortable with the 2 right now. And then for the rest of these spells, it's 1 Call by the Grave, 1 Mind Control, 1 Rhoda, 1 Terraforming, and 1 Upstart Goblin. Upstart Goblin, I shouldn't have to explain, it's a 40 card deck. Terraforming is so much better in this deck because I have 3 field spells to get to, 2 Mystic Minds, and the Area 0. That's why we still play it. And it's just basically another spell to dump into the grave. Rhoda is the same way. We have a crap ton of ways to get to Ray now. So, and it's also seen as an extender as well if you already have Ray in hand. So that's why we keep that in there. Mind Control, help our extension. Also has a good way to beat negates. Call by the Grave is like another Shark Cannon for us, but it's more lethal because they can't, you know, activate the effects of that monster until the end of their turn. So that's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck. This is pretty standard stuff, so I'm probably speed through this one. For the Sky Strikers, we have triple Kagari, triple Shiz, double Hayate, 1 Kaina, and 1 Zeke. Now, it's up to me. I would play 2 Zekes if I could, but unfortunately, there's this other card I want to prefer to try out first, so that's why I haven't played it yet. The Kaina, it's definitely needed for when you're trying to do your extension with 2 monsters to get into other plays, other than just Sky Strikers, like, you know, DPE, etc. So that's why I play the Kaina as well. And it's also cool, it's a little way to protect yourself or in time just gain some life points to win the game. Hayate, it's fine at 2. Shiz and Kagari, I should not have to explain whatsoever. If you're playing a Sky Striker deck, you definitely should be playing 3 of each, unless you're playing like other engines or something. Then for the last of the extra deck, Verte, Dagda, Unicorn, Access Code, and DPE. Now, the other card I was talking about was the, I think his name is Dark, the Dark Charmer. I was supposed to be this Unicorn, but Sunny didn't have it, and I rather had the Unicorn over the Zeke for the simple fact that it makes me have a 53 attack access code talker, which came up a lot because these 2 I easily just break boards. Shouldn't have to explain DPE and Verte. The Dagda is for the Spice in the side deck, which you guys are about to see. So moving on to the side deck. Starting off with the hand traps. We're playing triple Drone Lockbird. Shouldn't have to explain this. It's pretty much solid in this format. Everybody searches heavily, so Droll is definitely good. Won me the match easily against Flunderies in round 1. I'm gonna skip past the actual spice so we can explain all that together. And the other part that's not a part of the spice whatsoever is, yep, that's it. Triple Cosmic, Eldritch, Scythe, artifacts in general. No, I'm good on that. So that's why we play that. And then the spice, which took up a lot of space in the side deck, and I was really questioning whether I should do it or not. Double Lantia, double Scythe, 2 Ignition, and triple Sanctum. Yes, a whole entire artifact package sided in every time I went first. So the theory behind it is basically, if you're actually able to set it up, this is why you play the 3 rolls and the 3 ray. If you're able to set it up, you're able to set up where you actually can have a a Dagda that gets you into one of your artifacts and then go into Verte. So then you would have the DPE artifact set up. I'm not going to necessarily call it DPE Scythe because obviously I played Lancia and Scythe. So, but if you ended up having, like, say for example, which this happened a lot today for some reason, you end up having Area 0 plus the Ignition and plus the actual body. Other than the one that you're going to get off the Area 0, you'll be able to set up Ignition, hit the Area 0, summons out a monster, plus another monster you might have in hand, like say for example like Rose or anything like that, and then you'll be able to set your artifact from deck, which would be a Lancia or a Scythe, and then you'll be able to go into Verte or the case may be. The thing was, most times I've been actually able to, just fun fact, to be able to actually set up the Scythe and the Lancia. Like one time I had set up Area 0, I already had the Scythe and the Fusion Destiny in hand. I just basically set that up without any actual effort and set the Ignition I actually had in hand, and my opponent tried to Twin Twister me and he ended up getting punished for it because now he gets his battle phase skipped, and then I also had the Lancia plus a Scythe now. And then on the following turn after that, I was able to actually summon out a Dagda, and just basically now from there you have the Dagda plus the Scythe just constantly, not Dagda, the Scythe, the Dagda and the DB just constantly looping the Lancia and the Scythe, which ended up happening to my opponents when I played against Skystrikers in game 2, as well as when I played in the final round against the Chaos Swarm build, where we just constantly looped Scythe and Lancia for 2 turns, where he just had to basically just scoop from there. So yeah, really enjoyed this. That was pretty cool. In the day, I was actually just trying to come here and have fun, and I did not know I would do so well with this, so it was pretty dope. Like I said, it was unfortunate the team couldn't make it as a whole, but that's just some theory testing we have to go back through, and I'm gonna try this out in singles and see how it goes. And I actually want to test it against more Brave. I did test it online against, on Dueling Book and stuff like that, but I actually do want to test it actually in person. But if you guys actually want to see like me actually play the deck out, leave that in the comment section below because I might do that like next week. But again, this has been Ram for Team Arsenal signing out. Peace and have a great day.
Hi guys, it's Bunny from Team Arsenal. As always, thank you for watching our videos, and always remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys. Bye.